Hello there, people. This is Mr. Critic, and I'm back. So, first, thank you all for, watching my video, for liking it, for commenting. I just wanted to say because I think some of you were wondering, was that my voice? Laughter. Yeah, it was my voice. Anyway. Before I continue, because I have a very interesting subject for you today, I just wanted to check all the messages that are here now. Okay, first, I think I already liked my own video, but I will do it again. Okay. Okay, so here we are. I wrote something, you can see it. Hey man, okay. This one I didn't see. Uh, God is bullshit, don't you see? Hey, my man, my fellow atheists, I'm so sorry I did not reply to you sooner. So you get a like just because you're an atheist? About doing other videos, I'm curious. Religion and politics. Oh, history. Warfare. Oh, my friend, you will be surprised because I have something combined from history and warfare. Okay, and you also get a like. Thank you. Should I like my own? Nah. Merry Christmas to you too, my old PG friend. Okay, this is Tom Tom. I remember you, man. You're a PG master as well, although I have to say it. Oh, I still smoke, yeah. I'm still waiting, for your version of Panzer General. Of course, only if you have, different approaches, to scenarios. Very open to new ideas. Even though I haven't played Panzer General like in, phew. Well, I have played it on two occasions or a couple of occasions, but this is for the next video, but not for real. Uh, so publish something. Helmet unsunk. I won't make the same mistake I made when I first started doing Panzer General videos. Yeah, you are actually, you know, this is why, I click heart and like to the comments. You are actually the person, well, you know what I mean. When I went to YouTube so many years ago and wanted to see if somebody is doing an LP of Panzer General, you were the first. Now, you sucked, don't get me wrong, but I liked three things about you. First, you were the first. Second, your voice is amazing, so why are you not making more videos about, other stuff? And the third thing, you like cats, and I like cats as well. Okay, now for the next guy, I'm not sure if I know where to put you. LOL, Merry Christmas, Mr. K. Yeah, Merry Christmas to you too, but did you change your name or am I just forgetful? Uh, the next one, Malavračka. Excellent. This guy has probably, I think he's a guy. Maybe she's a gal, but has the best Serbian songs, from former Yugoslavia, also poetry, and I'm actually subscribed to his channel, and I will remain subscribed. Now, Marcus Johansson, you are alive. Actually, my man, uh, before I published this video, uh, I saw your Merry Christmas message to me. You, you sent it to me, Quest for Glory video of mine. But I was like, Johansson, is it Scarlet? No, it's Marcus, but I'm still happy. So very happy to have you back. And now here we have Bob Blonde 13. About time you show up again. Yeah, I actually remember your comments from the past. Yeah, welcome back. What else can I say? And a wizard is never late. This is Lord of the Ring uh, reference. So this is why I wrote LOL to Osmosis Jones. So I'm pretty sure that some of you have changed your names and I don't remember you any longer, because of your changed names. Yeah, but so happy to see you again. Um, anyway. So yeah, this was my voice, but my picture, well, I am old, but I don't look as bad. But for today, I have prepared for you something which is, well, some people would say it's a theory, but it's not really a theory, because I am into science. So theory is something that, well, uh, at least has a lot of evidence to support it. But this is just, my hypothesis or an idea, because in the last 3 years, when I was absent, I was studying a lot. Sorry again, my sick is out again. I was studying a lot. Uh, how do you call this shit? I'm sorry, my English is very, very rusty because I haven't spoken English in like a long time. But yeah, I get it. Conspiracy theories. And this is, well, again, not a theory. Theory is when you have some substance, but just an idea what might have happened on September 11, 2001. Now, bear with me. I'm not saying this is true, but let us speculate. So you get a lot of this shit, yeah, it was the American government that did it, it was Israel. No, doesn't make any sense, okay? But what makes sense is, let me now minimize this window. Flames in the sky. I I went to see what is the translation of the book by Pierre Clostermann, Feu du ciel. I think it's pronounced in French, and my French is even rustier than my English. So here we have, yeah, Wikipedia. So this guy was born in 1921, and he was probably actually the best French fighter pilot in World War II. As you can see here, he achieved 33 air-to-air combat victories. He was good, he was, well, he was a man. He was not, in stupid conspiracy theories. And he wrote a book that is, like I said, this one, English translation, Flames in the Sky, which is not even mentioned as his most important book. His most important book in Wikipedia is, let me see, I think it's The Flying Circus. Okay, I'm looking for it. No, The Big Show. Oh, okay. Doesn't really matter. But the thing is that his book that I read, which was written in 1951 or 1952, but basically directly after World War II, and he was going through historic archives. And I don't think he had a motive, to be a conspiracy theorist. I'm sorry if you like this word, or you know what I mean. If you think that you know what I mean. He had no motive. He was a war hero. He wrote a book, about war in the sky in World War II, and uh, he tried to make it as you know he tried to make it as true to historical facts as possible. Yeah, and now we have a problem, because he wrote, and this book you can get in a library. He wrote that in May 1940, a Japanese fishing boat sank near the islands of St. Matthews. So I'm talking about May 1940. And in this boat, which was, well, it wasn't rescued, but it was salvaged by a Norwegian fishing boat, they found uh, a code book. You know what I mean? A code book. Now, the problem is why I'm taking so much time, not only because my English is rusty, but because I'm translating from the book I'm holding in my hand, which is, a translation to Slovenian language, to my language. And the Norwegians found this book, a code book, and they gave it to the Americans. Again, May 1940. And what this book was a code book for the Japanese Navy. For if you had this book, you were able to translate all the messages then that Japanese Navy sent, from headquarters to task groups to everything. And actually, Frank Knox, who was state secretary of, the U.S. Navy, said that this discovery meant to U.S. Like another, another fleet against Japan. But now you have to realize something. When Japanese actually attacked Pearl Harbor, the U.S. Intelligence service intercepted their message, well, 2 weeks, 3 weeks before the attack. And they did absolutely nothing. Nothing. Or did they? Well, what they did, they sent the 3 air carriers that were stationed also in Pearl Harbor, on maneuvers outside the port of Hawaii, no, Pearl Harbor. So when the Japanese attacked, which was, uh, let me, I'm not very sure about the dates, but Pearl Harbor attack, here we go. What? What did, what happened? Not what happened. When did it happen? Okay, here we go. The 7th of December 1941. I'm sorry, this is in Slovenian. I always choose English language for my Google searches, but I'm not sure why we get in Slovenian. So, 7th of December, uh, they had these codes for a year and a half and did nothing except send the only really valuable forces, which were 3 aircraft carriers outside of Pearl Harbor. And when the Japanese attacked, I need another smoke. And probably tomorrow, after I publish this video, I will have CIA at my door and they will kill me. But, you know, hypothesis only. I wouldn't even bet that this is true, what I'm saying now, but it is very similar. So please listen to me, till the end of this video. So, okay, now my smoke. So after the Pearl Harbor attack, because before the attack, American public was not for another war. They said, and I respect it, fuck Europe, fuck what they're doing, we don't want to interfere. And again, I respect it. But after the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor, and because Adolf was stupid enough to declare war on the US, I think it was, well, I don't know, 1, 2, 3 days after the attack. Now US was also in war against Nazi Germany and of course against Imperial Japan. So here we go. And now my hypothesis here is that it is very similar to what happened on 9/11. Because 3 things that were, well, targeted by Japanese on the 7th of December 1941 was American air fleet in Pearl Harbor, American battleships in Pearl Harbor, and American aircraft carriers in Pearl Harbor. And the only thing that was too expensive, for the Americans to just give up were the aircraft carriers. Everything else, even though it was costly, even though it costed human lives and a lot of suffering, was replaceable. And also, of course, if you say, okay, battleships take a long time to build, well, by 1941, it was pretty obvious that battleships are no longer rulers of the sea. Only aircraft carriers are. And now we go to 2001. Again, I don't think that it was a conspiracy like, Americans did it, Israelis did it. No, not even close. But I think it's possible that, American intelligence services found out about the attack. Well, I won't say, like 3 weeks before, it doesn't matter. They found out about the attack on Twin Towers in New York and Pentagon and White House soon enough to prevent it. But since the administration back then, under George W. Bush, wanted a war in the Middle East and especially wanted to attack Iraq, which actually had nothing to do with anything, and wanted to attack Afghanistan, which, well, the Taliban were protecting Osama bin Laden, so made some sense. And again, they discovered soon enough that this attack will happen, but since the American public opinion, the same like in the World War II, when Americans were not interested to fight European wars, they wanted, to stay isolated. And, again, I understand them. Why engage in something that will cost your lives if Europeans are idiots? But this time it was about, Middle East. And my point again is, since there were 3 targets, you can say 4, but for me, Twin Towers are 1 target. You have 2, but it's the same shit. So you got 1 target, Twin Towers. Second target, shit, I forgot. But you know what I mean. You got 1 target, Twin Towers. You got another target, damn it. I just said it, and okay, but the point is that okay, Pentagon, and the point is that the third target, which was White House, really shouldn't be attacked. Um, uh, uh, trust me. Well, you don't have to trust me. Just go with your gut feeling. Twin targets, twin targets, Twin Towers, it's bad, Pentagon is bad, but if somebody actually flew a plane into a freaking White House, well, that would be a major victory for terrorists. So they couldn't allow this to happen. Now, again, I'm not saying that they planned ahead, that the plane that was, scheduled to hit the White House was delayed. I don't know how they did this. I don't know if they did this, but you have the same situation all over again. You could afford to lose the Twin Towers. You could afford to get a hit on Pentagon, but it's just impossible, to allow for something to hit the White House. White House is a symbol of the US. And, if it would happen, it would be, well, more than a wake-up call, it would be a disaster. And again, if you go all the way back to December the 7th of 1941, well, back then it was not about symbols, it was about practical matters. You could lose, actually, if you read the book, you will see that the Americans back then lost 75% of their air forces and pretty much the same of their battleships, battle cruisers, that stuff. But all of the aircraft carriers survived. And at the Battle of Midway, which of course also the American intelligence received all the data in advance that the Japanese will attack Midway. You see what I mean? But again, I have to say this, not because I'm afraid that somebody will kill me for it, because I'm not an important person. Uh, but again, I have to say this is only my, uh, well, not even hypothesis, to be honest, only my idea what might have happened, um, back in 1941 and what might have been repeated in 2001. Okay, so what else to say? Well, again, I'm watching here my dear friend got this bullshit, don't you see? What a cracking video. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh, so, I don't know. I actually feel like we can do some politics, some history, some, warfare. Mm, I have found some older games on internet which are free to play, and since I didn't feel very well doing this video, because I had nothing else to do, I was just talking, and my English sucks at the moment, but it will get better, I promise. Perhaps we can do some games, and the commentary is then like an addition. Um, yeah, yeah, I think so. Okay, one last thing. This is especially for my American friends. You have this guy whose name is Andrew Yang, and he is a Democratic presidential candidate. Give him a chance. I think I think that this fellow is probably a once in a generation opportunity. His main policy is universal basic income, which I think we should also, mm, well, we should start doing it in Europe as well, in EU. But, as of this moment, he's the guy, running for president in the US. I think he's at the fifth place of Democratic nominees at the moment. So just give him a chance, just check his policies. He's an amazing person. And to be completely honest, if we don't start thinking ahead, with all the automation and AI coming our way, like he is, like Andrew Yang is, we'll be in some deep shit in, well, 5 or at least 10 years. Anyway, well, this was very difficult for me, to be honest, since, you know, I haven't spoken English in a very long time. But, 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 uh, thank you for watching this. Oh, your proposals are, very welcome. Like, comment, propose something. But okay, okay. Thank you for watching this. All the best from Mr. Critic, and bye bye.